thing getting serious now. The Ansu and Marka thing getting serious now. It is a wonderful but wet Friday across Monrovia. Wherever you are joining us on this broadcast, I can just urge you to move with your rain gears because it's absolutely wet out there this morning. This is the Truth Breakfast Show here on Truth 96.1 FM. The heart and soul of Liberia, and this is where national unity begins. A lot of things to talk about today, even though it is the weekend. Oh, yes, this is the part of the theme song that I love so much. Yes, so let's bring it down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down and say a pleasant good morning, Ansu.
Yeah, that's it again. Thanks, Marka. Good to be here. As you said,
why you always feeling good to be here? Anytime I introduce you, you say good to be here.
Yeah.
Why you think it's good to be here?
Because as I said, it's a privilege, right? Yeah,
Okay.
it's an opportunity, given when you sit here.
To wake up early in the morning, that
morning.
that opportunity.
Yeah, not just waking up early in the morning, but to be on the breakfast show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I just see it as an opportunity, and this is why I say shout out to you and the entire team, the DG, OPS one for those kids. So that's it. It's Friday, as you said. I've been experiencing a tough weather for the past days now. I need to ask the health tip about the weather. What type of medicine I need? Yeah.
I swear to God, don't ask David. I know David.
I need to ask Bakudi the weather. What type of medicine I really need?
I got me deal with me. But David is my reckless friend. Don't ask him. He'll give you bad insult. Don't ask him.
But that's it, good to be here. And you said it. Of course, it's Friday, but we still have some national, some training issues.
Exactly.
I wish we can still, being on the tables of our people this morning as to prepare for what is called to serve them breakfast for national up to 10 o'clock.
Yes, pronounced up to 10 o'clock. So, to begin with, we'll do the health tips, bring you the review of the local dailies, and then we can start with our studio discussion. So, let me just bring the lineup this morning. We don't be what. So let me bring the lineup this morning for exactly what we have for you on the TBS this morning. You can afford to miss the weekend edition of the TBS. It's Friday, September 20th, 2024. This show is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited. And at 8 o'clock, David Coty will be live with the health tips this morning for at least 3 minutes. That will be followed by the review of the local dailies at 8:05 in our studio chat this morning. Hey, I'll not bring this up. Monrovia City Corporation announces the inaugural event marking the observance of World Cleanup Day in Liberia today with planned massive cleanup exercises across the city of Monrovia. Well, we'll talk about that. We understand they're collaborating with other institutions to do that. That is great. And also, President Joseph, that's former President George Weah, responds to the government's letter calling on him to join other prominent Liberians to campaign for Liberia's non-permanent seat on the UN Security Council. We will read the former president's response to the government, and you will have your say. We will do our analysis, and you will have your say on it this morning. It's another very good issue to talk about, and we will do a summary of the NAMOD report on President Boakai's 8 months performance. They graded in their president meter report. They said the president has completed 3 of the 119 promises made during the campaign. Yeah, people on air be saying this. Yeah. Okay, so yes, after that, we will open the line at 8:15 this morning on a segment Talk to Your Leaders. which will give you the opportunity to interact with us on our talking points this morning on the TBS. At 8:30, Martin Toll Sr. He is the National Program Coordinator and Head of Secretariat of the Transitional Justice Working Group of Liberia. They have some issue with the committee set up to vet people or the person who's supposed to head the um, the Office of War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia. They issued a very strong press statement yesterday, even threatening legal action against the Ministry of Justice if they are not included. They believe they are the traditional front runners when it comes to transitional justice issue in the country. To have been left out of the committee, they think it is disservice to their organization and institution. So the head of secretariat and national program coordinator Martin To of the Transitional Justice Working Group of Liberia, the TJWG, will be with us from 8:30 this morning to 9:15. 9:15 will bring you sports, entertainment, and commercials brought to you proudly by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited. At 9:25 to 10 o'clock this morning, we'll have Madam Roslyn Logan, Catherine Morba, and Beatrice Johnson. They will be here to talk about peace and women empowerment. They're a women group involved with women issues and some advocacy issues in the country. So we'll have them this morning on the last segment of the show. They will tell us more what they've been doing in the country and what they intend to do in the next day, week, month, or years to come. So, in the midst of all country first, this is the lineup for the TBS this morning. So, this is what we're going to do. We will take the health tips with David Coty. We'll bring the review of the local dailies. Then we'll break the news. And then we'll continue with our studio chat this morning.
Okay. So,
yes, that's it.
Yeah.
I will not bring the news before David may comment on the news. Yes, let's join David Coty this morning with the health tip. I don't want to take David on this thing. So, David, good morning. It's great to have you this morning.
Good morning, Ambassador James, and good morning to Answer. Do you want any answer for the call?
Yeah, Opa Coty.
No, I will leave him. I almost for the whole day.
I know, right?
Yeah, let me do it. All right. Now, those of you who would like to eat for your better to bust, listen carefully. Overeating is not good. Do not eat until your stomach is full to capacity. No, it's not good. It has consequences. In the first place, your stomach is about the size of your fist when it is empty. Just make your look. Just put your hand, pull your hand. That's the size of your stomach. And if you look at your front part, you see your stomach, that whole thing that will one big empty space in it, where you can just walk back and rest in it. No, it is just of the size of a fist. Overeating causes the stomach to expand beyond the normal size. When it happens, it will push against the diaphragm. There's something called diaphragm. I will explain about that later. I'll mention 3 minutes. And that can lead to discomfort. There are many things in the stomach there. Actually, about 78 organs in your body. You have the liver there, you have the kidney there, you have the diaphragm. So many things in it. The stomach is just one part of those things inside it. Very small. It's like your fist. So when you eat over plus, it will get full and it will start squeezing other organs, like the diaphragm. And when that happens, you will have discomfort, you have shortness of breath, you will have tightness in the chest, you will have drowsiness. Your digestive system will also have a problem. So please don't do that. Remember this. Do not drink ice water right after breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It is not safe. Drink warm water or the normal room temperature. Warm water is always good to drink after breakfast. It will help to digest your food quickly. Thank you very much for the time. I'm in a very heavy rain opposite LRA here. It's very tough. I was fighting out the new families to fight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. You can go off the line. Well, David Coty there with the health tip, a regular feature here on the TBS on Truth 96.1 FM. So we are going as planned. Let's go for the review of the local dailies here on the TBS on Truth 96.1. How come okay, this is the paper. Yes, let's go. And folks, welcome to the review of the local dailies here on Truth 96.1. Our first story this morning is the Heritage newspaper, volume 27, number 355, Monrovia, Liberia. The lead story on the front page of the Heritage newspaper at Liberia Investment 2024. In Canada, President Marka calls for strengthened bilateral ties. As you are aware, the president addressed the investment forum in Canada. He's calling for a strengthened ties, bilateral ties with other countries. And stay on the front page of the Heritage newspaper for contributions to education sector, baccalaureate religious institutions in the country. A sub-lead story on the front page, Vice President Kuhn to grace religious scholarship send-up ceremony today. While I'm seeing Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn right here alongside the Director General of Religious, Richard Ngafwa. So let's go to the back page of the Heritage newspaper. Embrace time management and personal responsibility. MPC leader urges Revelation SDA graduates. That's Simeon Freeman, who runs the Consolidated Group, the owner of DSTV Liberia. He's captured right here on the back page of the Heritage newspaper alongside graduating students. Ministry of Health launches workshop on ERDSR. What is it? When you read the story, you get the details. Configuration and data transfer is another story on the back page of the Heritage newspaper here on the review of the local dailies. UL Business College Dukes wants government of Liberia to establish a youth secretariat to attract excellence. That's it for the Heritage. Let's go to the Women Voices newspaper. The banner headline on the Women Voices newspaper: we are endorses government UN Security Council bid, but while Nobel laureate Lema Bowie champions the cause. Where I'm seeing Lema Bowie, President Marka, and former President George. We are on the front page of the Women Voices newspaper. A sub-lead story: Representative Cooper proposes National Rehabilitation Commission, a move to handle the rehabilitation of drug addicts in the country. Is another major story on the Women Voices newspaper. You can get a copy of this paper for $40 Liberian, and we'll have the opportunity to read the details. On the front page, we have former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor, Democratic candidate for president in the U.S., Kamala Harris, is also captured. A lot of other women. I'm seeing Minister Dewey Gray is also captured there on the front page. Several other, but the names are not too clear. So let's go to the next paper. And the next paper is the New Republic. New Republic. Now it's named New Republic. It has a banner headline: "We are response to government." Says he supports Liberia's aspiration, but wants internal action reflect such draft. Government clamp down, jail spoon talk informant. Spoon talk informant. Okay, this story is about somebody inside the ministry giving out, sensitive information to media institutions, especially Spoon. Yeah, I think we appreciate the action by the Ministry of Justice. Let me make my position clear. Yeah, if you're giving information, be careful. They should not see you. If they see you, you trouble. So that's just it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another sub-lead story: no special interest in WIA's involvement. Government clarifies. This is Daniel Sando, Deputy Minister for Information, Public Affairs. The back page of the New Republic newspaper, UP Spoon Network for apart, question mark, as tension rises between allies. I think that's the same story about the Ministry of Justice. I'm seeing the logos of the ruling Unity Party and that of Spoon Network right on the back page of the New Republic newspaper. Stay on the back page. Prominent Maryland citizens held in contempt for blocking 2019 murder trial. Another drug bust as LDA seizes 400 plates of compressed marijuana. There's another news. Gender Ministry troubled over reported Sandy Butch's graduation. I'm seeing Minister Wemi Harris Colley right here on the back page of the New Republic newspaper. And the final paper here on the review of the local dailies is the Hot Pepper newspaper. On the front page of the Hot Pepper newspaper, as WIA agrees to support bid for UNSC seat, current domestic landscape presents challenges that could derail the bid. Hmm. Recommends firm action of good governance. President Bwaka is also here, and there's a handshake between him and the former president. A very big photograph on the front page of the Hot Pepper newspaper. Let's go to the back page. On the back page of the Hot Pepper newspaper, in 8 months, President Bwaka completes only 3% of his promises. Nemo Liberia reports. Well, finally, on the back page of the Hot Pepper newspaper, Liberia Immigration Service boss commended for drug testing of newly recruited officers. Yeah, so thanks to the editors, Emmanuel Willie Conway of Heritage. Thank you for sending the paper. Madam Helena Sami, thank you. Women Voices newspaper, and as well as uh, Sheikh from Hot Pepper. Thank you also for always making the papers available. Alfonso Tue, the best media friend of former President George Weah. Thank you so much for sending the papers as well. So yes, and so that's it for the review of the local dailies so far.
All right, so it's a very special feature here on the True Breakfast Show. We do this for you. So therefore, you now to go out there to get a copy of the papers. So you listen to the Viewer newspaper stories running or training on the Viewer newspaper. So it is in your possession now to go out there for you now to get a copy for this pay box. Welcome to the show again. As we said, it is the True Breakfast Show here on True FM Monday to Friday. Marka, it's a weekend edition though.
Absolutely, it's a weekend edition, and a lot of good things happening this weekend.
What is that news you want?
Yeah, I want to let the cat out of the bag. You know, one time one of my reporters, Josephus Betty, said the man wrote a story. In the story, the man said at the time, Colonel Jimmy Smith was the representative of District 2, Monterey County. Say the lead of the story now, Representative Jimmy Smith had let the cat out of the bag. What kind of lead is this? So, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why Isamba Oni Rabos has not been with us currently is because he's been working on other activities, because he has been included in the Liberian government delegation attending the United Nations General Assembly in the United States of America. So Oni Rabban will be absent for some days. You already know the man has been absent for almost a week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he will be away for some time. And we want to say congratulations and thanks to the government for taking independent journalists on the trip. This is what we expect of a government. We want to say congratulations to O'Neill for your selection amongst other Liberian journalists. We understand other journalists, independent journalists are going. As her one name about Clarence, I'm not too sure, but I'm into about my one though. Yes. So O'Neill is part of the team leaving the country for the US. They'll be in New York, they'll be in New Jersey and North Carolina, attending the United Nations General Assembly and on Liberia's bid for a permanent seat on the a non-permanent seat on the UN Security Council. So we'd love to say congratulations to O'Neill Roberts. The young man is going to the core. He will be there and people will be beating Arsenal and you will have nothing to do about it. Oh, I'm talking about beating people with my heart.
Yeah, come on, you.
Yeah, so new congratulations to you for your selection. I want to say thanks to the president and his team for ensuring that they carry independent journalists. Yeah, at some point in time, you will see that the journalists who will be traveling on these kind of national global functions will be sometimes pro-government media people. But this time around, the president says, let us include the independent media, let them go have the independent report on issues that will be happening at the UN General Assembly. Thank you, President Joseph Yuma Boakai, the Minister of State, Honorable Sylvester Grisby. Thanks to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Madam Sarah Beslo Yanti, and all others. Ambassador at Large, Sheikh Kuyate, Sheikh Mustafa Kuyate, to all of the team. We want to say thank you for selecting independent journalists to form part of the president and the government's delegation to the United Nations General Assembly. All of you who've been sending me text messages, why is Onu? What happened to Onu? Why is Onu? What happened to Onu? Onu is going to America. Yes. So yes, only congratulations to you and other independent journalists who were selected on a delegation to go to the US. So yes, that's it. And again, let me in a special way say congratulations to all of our media colleagues who are walking out of the wards of the University of Liberia today for the masters or the graduate programs. Musa MB Kenan, formerly of Truth FM, one of our best legislative reporters in Truth FM Records, is walking out of the walls of the Louis Arthur Graham School of Law today with a bachelor degree in law. And Grace Gear or Guy, Grace Guy, yes, Grace Guy is also working out of the University of Liberia today, also with a master's degree in public administration.
Because you said Musa bachelor, just about to ask you, bachelor master.
Bachelor in law. Bachelor in law, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So Grace, we want to say congratulations to you. Ali, I think you're a very strong woman. Going through the words of the University of Liberia from the undergraduate to the graduate. I think you're strong, but if you pass through the walls of the UFI, you can be president of Liberia because
that's
money. You want the first 3D, you count it, they give you the second 3D. I mean, you are great. We want to say congratulations to you, the investor, and all of us, Zogo Beslo, Conan, Aaron Houghton, Kenny Owa, the president of FIJA, Lisa Dease, the president of SWA, Vama Kamara, the entire crew. We want to wish you all the best. We will stand by you today. Yes, we'll stand by you today as you've made us proud with that degree. Congratulations to you. The Rio, Catherine Yempa, is it Yempa or Yenkan? Catherine, yes, Catherine is also working out of the law school. Congratulations to you, Catherine. She's also a Liberian female journalist. Congratulations to you. Yeah, so that's it so far. But again, but we will, yes, let's begin with the Monrovia City Corporation. The issue of press conference yesterday that they will be celebrating the inaugural war cleanup day, International Cleanup Day. I think this is the first time that the event is going to be commemorated in Liberia. So I want to urge not just the Monrovia City Corporation, but all city corporations across the country, that if this day should be, let's be talking about the cleanup.
It's something in which I pick up for now. When you talk about the cleanup campaign today, it's about including in other organizations.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's very important. So it's very important when you carry on this operation, you include the people, to be part of it, especially youth organizations, the community, the people getting part of it, because they are the one, all throughout the day, carrying the normal activities and all that stuff. This organization will help to back, the coming out. So yeah, it's not just about maybe the MCC, the city corporation going out there. Normally they will see them doing their thing and get a youth organization, to be part of it. So when you say that, they will be partnering and working with other organizations to have the day celebrated. I say kudos to the MCC boss.
Yes, exactly. John Siafa, thank you. We understand that today By 7 this morning, I think the ceremony is already ongoing in launch, and we honestly in the release issued that there's going to be some cleanup activities across the city, and it is being held under the theme "Let's tackle municipal and marine waste, creating a better place for tourism." Okay, that's the theme, which is how it was rephrased in Liberia. So. We understand that the National Tourism Association, the Monrovia City Corporation, Peaceville City Corporation, the Gen Maintenance Incorporated, European Union, and the United Nations will all work together to implement the event today. So we want to say thanks, but use this event as an annual reminder to create awareness amongst the people of Liberia about how they can keep their environment clean. It's not just about one event coming and we gathering and cleaning up the drainages in few parts or in some part of the city and then we let it this slide. No, let's use it to also educate our people about waste management and how we can keep our environment clean to ensure we remain healthy.
Yes. Those that we are partnering with, those organizations that you will be working with today, keep them in touch, keep them always with the team, as you said. It's not only after today, then the whole thing just maybe with just the banner entire activities. Keep the organization together. Make sure that it should be a regular stuff. All right, a regular. Let the people get the people informed about how to clean their city.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So
because
we call you on the MCC, the PCC, all these organizations, youth organizations are part of this campaign. We hope that after today, you're going to hold on to them, and make them part of for the process.
Exactly. So yes, because of the time. So well, the NEMOD report we cannot go page by page, but the highlight is that NEMOD said President Boakai as a candidate then made 119 promises to the Liberian people, covering almost the pillars of the arrest agenda. So they said that the president was only or has been only able, better still, was able in 8 months to complete only 3 of the 119 promises. That's what Nebo said. Nebo gave a whole. I have the whole report here from Nemo. However, because of time, we're not able to go through all of that. So one of the pillars is about macro economic stability and infrastructure development. On the whole pillar, they said there were 67 promises, and the president completed only one. For the two ongoing, 6 not started, and 18 not rated because no action has been taken on it. And then we have pillar 2, health, watch the environment and climate change. They said the president had completed only one of that promise. 9 ongoing, 1 not started, 1 not rated because no action has been taken. 12 promises were made in total on that one. And pillar 3, human capacity development. They said the president has completed 0 on human capacity development. But what about the digital training that are completed across the country? He said, well, name. So they said the president has done nothing about that. They say 3 ongoing, 4 not started, 4 not rated, 11 promises under that one. Pillar 4 talk about governance and rule of law. They say the president has not done anything about rule of law. He has not completed anything on rule of law. 8 ongoing, 4 not started, 4 not rated because no action has been taken on it. And they said the president made 16 promises under this pillar, governance and rule of law. And under the pillar, gender, youth, children, and social protection, they said the president has completed 1. And that one is that youth empowerment. Okay, there where the training program comes in. They said the president has completed 1, 4 ongoing, 2 not started, 2 not rated because no action has been taken. They said the president made 9 promises under that pillar, and pillar 6 the fight against corruption, which talks about accountability. They said the president has completed 0, and ongoing 4, 0 not started, and 4 promises. They said the president made, he has done nothing about that. So that is the neighborhood report so far. So they call it the president meter project, the president meter report. Okay, so it is meant to track the performance. They call it the performance report of President Joseph Yuma Boakai Sr. And it is used to track all of the promises made either at event, the speeches, press releases, policy statements, and all of that. So they track it to know whether the president is actually acting on these things. So Nebo said Out of 119, only three has been completed. So that is the NAMO report so far. Let's read out President Marka, former President we have respond to the government's
Yeah.
letter.
Mhm.
And then we just open the line and take a couple of calls. Please, we have to do this. I don't know whether Martin To is here now. You can send me a text if you're around so I can be aware. So let's read former President Weah's letter in response to the request by the government asking him to join other permanent Liberians to campaign for Liberia to win the non-permanent seat on the UN Security Council. So this is the letter. I'm reading it. It says statement ahead of the official launch of Liberia's bid for a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council for the 2026-2027 sitting, it says. The letter, it says the office of former president of the Republic of Liberia, George Manawiya, acknowledges receipt of a letter signed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sarah Besloyanti. We appreciate the recognition by Minister Besloyanti of the numerous contributions by former President Weah towards the maintenance of peace and security and in laying the groundwork for Liberia's bid for a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council. The former president has supported and always will support any endeavor that seeks to advance the interests of the Liberian people and elevate our nation's standing within the global community. It is his strong conviction that Liberia's aspiration for a seat on the United Nations Security Council is a testament to our historical commitment to peace, both at home and abroad. Our country has consistently played a vital role in peacekeeping efforts and has stood as an emblem of resilience in the face of adversity. Additionally, Liberia has played historical roles as Africa's first independent republic in the fight for the independence of many sister African nations. As a founding member of the United Nations and its predecessor for the League of Nations, Liberia played pivotal roles in ushering and consolidating world peace and establishing global order. It was with these ideals in mind that he undertook several bilateral engagements, including seeking and securing endorsements from ECOWAS and the African Union for Liberia's bid as a non-permanent member of the UNSC, so that Liberia's voice will be valuable in multilateral dialogues concerning global peace and security. Specifically, during the 63rd Ordinary Section of the Authority of Heads of State and Government of ECOWAS held on July 9, 2023 in Bissau, Guinea-Bissau, the Republic of Liberia was unanimously endorsed as the sole candidate representing the ECOWAS region for the non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council for the period 2026-2027. This endorsement was articulated in numbers 46 and 47 of the final communique, which was signed by His Excellency General Umaro Sissoco Mbello, President of Guinea-Bissau and then Chairman of the Authority of Head of States of ECOWAS. This was a significant achievement, marking Liberia's advancement as a trusted voice in international affairs once again. The African Union subsequently reinforced this endorsement, recognizing Liberia's role in promoting peace and stability. However, while former President Weah fully recognizes, this is the critical part, while former President Weah formally or fully recognizes the importance of Liberia pursuing and attaining this seat, we must also reflect on the deeper quintessential ideals that underpin such an aspiration. When he first initiated a campaign for our nation's bid, it was with the firm belief that we must not only project our historical contributions, but also embody the very principles that define the Security Council's mission, which is good governance, the rule of law, unification, and the protection of fundamental freedoms, including the right to free speech. These principles are not just aspirations, they are the bedrock upon which our credibility as a candidate must rest. Regrettably, the former president's letter says, regrettably, the current domestic landscape presents challenges that could undermine and derail the essence of our bid. For example, on Thursday, August 22, 2024, the Liberia National Police, without presenting any search warrant, raided the headquarters of the Coalition for Democratic Change, firing live ammunition and surrounding the building with armed men and injuring many partisans. This unprovoked attack on our political party headquarters is an alarming sign of the administration's disregard for political freedoms, the rule of law, and national unity. Such and many other actions, which have been well catalogued, directly contradict the abuse of democracy and peace that form the foundation of the United Nations Charter and the very principles the Security Council must uphold. Following this incident, former President we are immediately communicated with Omar Aliu Toure, President of the ECOWAS Commission, urging ECOWAS to take proactive diplomatic steps to ensure that Liberia's democracy is not jeopardized by the administration's misuse of power, the use of state resources to stifle dissent and target political opponents poses a serious threat to Liberia's democratic stability. Let's see more. Okay, so let me just come right here. It says the former president supports Liberia's aspiration for a seat on the Security Council. He, however, emphasizes that our internal action must reflect the values we seek to promote globally. To credibly pursue this seat and put Liberia on its rightful place on the international pedestal, the government must restore its commitment to good governance, the protection of political freedoms, and the rule of law. Only by addressing these internal challenges, consolidating the diplomatic gains, and re-engaging bilateral and multilateral partners can we present ourselves as a viable candidate for the Security Council, one that truly embodies the ideals of peace and security, justice, and rule of law under a vibrant democratic dispensation. Perfunctory and superficial publicity stunts such as the photo op at the UN headquarters on September 27, 2024 is not what is required, but firm and genuine action of diplomacy and good governance. Signed, Le Eugene Nangwe, Chief of Staff to the former President, George Weah. Hey, Tom. So I'm trying to see. Do we have Martin?
Let me check here.
Yeah, please check if Martin is here now. So yes, on this letter, first the NAMOD report. That's what it is. This the measures they use to grade the government. They place it all there. Now to the former president's letter. I know the newspapers are saying. I love the way the Women Voices did a headline. They said President Weah, supports or endorses Liberia's bid, but so the but is that President Weah, former President Weah, in this letter of response to the government of Liberia, let's be fair. Former President Weah does not seem to support Liberia's bid. I will say this. I will say former President Weah does not want to support Liberia's bid to succeed at the Security Council. The reason I'm saying this, sometimes I usually say something when it comes to this yellow machine issue. I agree the fact that there is a need for good governance, the rule of law, fight against corruption and all of these things. But the president's response is more of like, okay, before what I just read, if you listen critically, you know that it's like before my administration initiated this thing, we wanted it. But the way things going on, I think we're supposed to fix inside before we even go for that seat. If you listen to the reading, that's what it says. The environment, like the democratic environment in former President Weah's letter, the democratic environment in Liberia is not clear, it's not stable for us to go for the seat. Let us fix things internally before we can go global. That's what the former president letter is saying. So sometimes a politician or a political pundit or an expert of politics will say, well, if you analyze the former president's letter, just to say that, well, even though we initiated a thing, but the people go to win, the administration will take glory. And so let us come, faith, freedom of speech, political freedom, rule of law, and this. So, Mr. President or former president, if you want to give Liberia your blessing or your endorsement, just do the endorsement. We go. People have been back and forth with the Nobel laureate, Lema Bowie. People say at some point she was critical of Marka when he was Kennedy. Certain point he was critical of Joey when he was president. But she was when he was president. But then when she received the letter, as the same letter that former President we have received from the foreign ministry, when Lema Bowie received it, she endorsed it. She said, well, there's our country. We stand for peace. The UN have made tremendous effort towards peace in Liberia. Liberia itself as a country has contributed hugely to global peace. So, I'm supportive of Liberia's bid. But former President Weah, it just say, you tell the child, say, please go bring me 1 cup of water. Then the child say, yeah, even though I'll go bring the water, but the last time, Jeff will come on, Kenny, I tell you, last time you were slapping me, you didn't all you want, and you want for me to be going for water, you want to make sure you will not be touching me in the oil, you want to make sure you be making my own food plenty, and even though I'll go bring the water, but so that's how it looks like to me. It looks to me like, former president we are is not fully in support of Liberia's bid for the seat, and in fact, the critique of the government is his response even more than the acceptance to support Liberia's campaign. Well, but that's my own take. As I also wants to say something, and then we can take a couple of calls. We will join our guests by at least 8:40. Yeah,
yes,
8:40.
I took my time last night, Marka, and went through the response from the former president. Then what you said again. I said about it's almost like I want to do something, but too much BUT attached to it. But
Exactly.
yeah, before I do this, I followed. I went through the entire response, and I think that we have to let some of the things go and put our country first.
Exactly.
These things about the woman who said her potato grain, in the market, the man who pushing his way selling water in a gallon have to go around from house to house. This is about country. This is about how we can create an environment for our people. We shouldn't allow personal gain. We shouldn't allow personal things. You understand? Sometimes we just have to let it go. And that also bring my attention again to even the minister that should be the deputy minister statement, Daniel Sander there. Yeah, I've been following his statement too, though, and knowing that I said this team of people, we have to forget about when this other person maybe if it's not me, it can be you. You understand? Because at the end of it, you people government we go, the next government come, but we're talking about the achievement. What the people benefit, the common people, what they benefit from it. It's not about we don't need any statement from former president. We are not even what recording we need for him this that. No, it's about putting our country first. It's not about United Party. We're going to do this here, but before we do it, when we finish off in the Eastern province, before we go out there, we can still be out there.
And the assembly is ongoing.
It's ongoing.
People are campaigning.
People are campaigning. We can still be out there doing our normal things, pushing our country agenda. At the same time, we'll be suffering our private in-house.
Yeah, so I agree with you, Ansu. The Ministry of Information, sometimes we know that you're supposed to be PR for the administration, but sometimes your responses to certain issues can spark up, controversies or maybe deepen if there is any division in the country. Because, for example, I think by the fact that the government wrote the former president and waiting for his response, whatever other if it is a genuine communication, an effort to ensure something good happen for the country, I think whether the people say, oh, they're begging former president, we are, or they're not able to do it on our own, they're begging former president, we are, it doesn't matter. The matter of fact, you set a goal and you want to achieve that goal. So there was no need for the deputy minister to go and be combative and making other statements that could. I mean, his statement prompted some of the responses we see in the former president's
communication went to Madam Boy.
Absolutely.
So I think it's the same communication when they
run. So that stop being combative. Again, we are not in campaign again. The United Party headquarters up there, you go there, say you hardly see people there. The CDC headquarters right here, you go there, you hardly see people there. So everybody focusing on our business now. Everybody, campaign finished. That's govern. Daniel Sander, good morning to you. Let's govern. I know sometimes you can respond to some critical issues, but you don't have to be combative all of the time, especially on issues like, calling on prominent Liberians to come and support the country's bid for a seat at the UN Security Council. So yes, so you are right about that. Let's take a couple of calls, maybe 5.
Yeah,
5 calls.
077-285961 are the mail numbers for you to call.
Yeah, 07702022579 is another number, especially for the female. 07702022579. Let's do sharp. Yes.
Please walk away from your monitor. Good morning.
And let's do quick. No long intro. Hello, please.
Yes, I'm calling from
Okay, please give me small chance. Let's do sharp. At least just 1 minute. No long introduction. Just go straight to your point, please.
Yeah, thank you very much for this morning. I listened to you reading the letter, and your analysis on the letter was very, very fine. Let's say something here. Even though you're talking about the minister, but again, if you're telling Try not to play with anything, don't make sure that nothing gets right in there. We're talking about the Republic of Liberia. What having a party headquarters, you know what rules in a way on there. And so, when we talk about Liberia, let's discuss about Liberia. Not because you know anything good, it means that other people will not do it. So, if the minister come out to say that, look, we all you with you will be successful at the end of the day. The Liberian people are with a particular government, and the government will be successful. Thank you.
Okay. The next caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Chief. And let me say good morning to the many listeners for the broadcast. My name is Will William Crowley, and I joined this conversation from yesterday.
Where are you sober, man? The feedback.
Yeah, your feedback is very terrible.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Alexander Johnson, calling from Power Station around the highway.
30 seconds quickly.
Yes, sir. I have my own input is on Donald Sanders, the way he responded. Even though I support the government, but the way he responded was in the right way to do. He has called zero fire in a hole. He should have responded the way he responded. I mean, when even President will help us, he's Liberian, your former president. So he has a right to help us. But the way you respond to the former president and saying we need his support, we need his support. We need one support to come on board. We want peace now. That will come this the minister. You know me responding to that.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, the next caller, go ahead.
Good morning, Ansu and Marka. Yeah, go ahead. Ansu and Marka, go ahead.
You know, if you are best selected or nominated to represent or to make an input or inquiry as regard to your country, and your country first is on a national level or international level. So, the too much of comment or grumbling, but I don't deserve that. Today, I've been going to say, do this for your country. Whether I like it or not, I have to do it for the benefit of my country. So,
okay, thank you. Good morning. Just the
Good morning,
morning.
Thank you. My name is AnsuSirleaf, and I come in this morning from the home I give you Recycling District 2. Let me say thank you for the talking points, and I want to join all callers to maybe condemn the way in which the deputy minister addressed the former president. Elections are over. I was watching the debate between Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump, and the both of them, the way they interface, even Joe Biden can refer to Donald Trump as a president, even though he's a former president. So I think if we say we are a country of democracy, we should be able to put the issue that has to do with reconciliation and the interest of our country first.
Okay.
Okay, so coming to that extent, open public address in the former leader, I think it was a misstep from the angle of Daniel Sanders or Minister Daniel Sanders, and the government should be responsible in addressing the issue with respect for the Information Act.
Okay. Thank you. That's just all the time we got. We'll go now to our guest. We have two gentlemen here this morning on the TVS. We invited them to come because their institution issued a press statement on yesterday, raising concern about the committee that was set up to vet who be the head of the Office of War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia. They are from the, I don't like distractions. They are from the Transitional Justice Group. So we have Martin To and Sonia. What's the first name? I'm forgetting the first name. Yeah, let me just join them. Good morning. Oh, now there.
Yes, good morning. My name is K.Sangar, Chairman of the Transitional Justice Working Group of Liberia.
Okay.
I'm Martin Ento, the National Program Coordinator and Head of Secretariat, Transitional Justice Working Group of Liberia.
Transitional Justice Working Group. Tell us about this. What have you been doing over the years?
First, to begin with, the Transitional Justice Working Group of Liberia was funded in 2003. And the primary objective of forming the Transitional Justice Working Group was to make sure that Liberians, after the war, focus on the issue of justice and accountability, peace building, reparations, and etc. and etc. By 2004, the Transitional Justice Working Group conducted a national survey under the leadership of Ezekiel Pajibo, conducted a national survey, and this survey, the report from the survey reflected that most Liberians wanted justice and accountability. And this survey, the effort of the Transitional Justice Working Group, set the pace for the Transitional Justice Program for Liberia. And since then, the Transitional Justice Working Group has been involved with the numerous efforts in the area of memorization, reparation, advocating for reparation, the issue of the War and Economic Crimes Court, and even some other African countries, especially the West African country, South Sudan, for example, sent a delegation here to copy the format that the Transitional Justice used to frame the Transitional Justice Program of Liberia. We have been working with the OHCHR, even at times USAID Creative International and other international organizations.
Okay, that's good. But let's hear a little bit from the chairman. What informed the formation of this group? Well, okay.
What informed the?
Yeah,
Can
yes.
I come in?
I mean, the decision.
Yeah. Can I come in?
Okay.
Okay. What informed the establishment of this group is that after the 1990 war, there was carnage, there was destruction, and civil society groups or civil society actors, prominent civil society actors like Ezekiel Pajibo, J. Aloysius Stowe, Samuel Kofi Woods, sat and decided to picture what will Liberia look like after the war, and what will avoid the recurrence of this kind of violence in our country. And the decision was only justice and accountability can discourage Liberians from going back to war. But how? They needed to gather public views, thereby resulting with the help of USAID and its partners. That's what resulted in this national survey that was conducted. So,
was that survey conducted before the release of the TRC report or after?
That survey was conducted in 2004.
Okay.
And even the Transitional Justice Working Group was involved with drafting the TRC law, with James Yasia at the time as chairman.
Well, I'm hearing some kind of sound. However, how involved have you been in advocating for the implementation of the TRC recommendations?
Yeah,
How much have you done?
Yeah, let me come
before
in.
we come to that part of what are the committee and stuff. I know that's the burning issue on your mind, but let's say some basics first.
Okay. Again, my name is K.Sangar, chairman of the Transitional Justice Working Group of Liberia. Marka, you see, to our listening audience up there, the Transitional Justice Working Group comprises of 25 entities.
Okay.
25 entities. We have gone far at even writing memorial in the country, like when you go Kulukpala Same, we did some work there along with the IMCHR, even the Dupo Road you're talking about, the Transitional Justice Working Group are part of it, the Maher, the Transitional Justice Working Group are part of all of the process. And the Transitional Justice Working Group is not just local entity, it's a national entity. It's a national entity that have done some work. Even country have come to Liberia to see the work that the working group is doing, so that they can follow that format and do work in their country too. We've been doing the work for numerous of time. We've been talking about the war and economic crime code in this country. We have been part of all of the discussion. We have been part of all of the process. So now to even look at our justice minister, the committee was set up by the president, naming that the Transitional Justice Working Group entities that are working on transitional justice in this country should be part of the process and just leaving the mother entity, transitional justice working group, outside of the whole thing and just getting people because of advocating for just few people and saying that you are lead, you are this, and getting people. The transitional, if we want transparency in this country, we want somebody who will get on the path to be the head, to be the executive director of the World and Economic Crime Code. There should be the transparency, there should be the justice, there should be a free and fair committee that settle and vet these people.
Yeah, so besides
Okay.
the survey and other, what are some of the landmark, achievements that you as a transitional justice working group can point to when it comes to advocating for the establishment of war and economic crimes court in Liberia to ensure transitional justice issues come to closure in the country?
Okay. Some of the major activities of the transitional justice working group is that, as I told you
Because
earlier,
maybe sometimes if you are doing these things and
yeah,
you are in the media and stuff, people are seeing your visibility. Maybe the justice minister would have made whether it was an oversight or deliberate. I don't know, but
yeah, okay. One of the major things is that the transitional justice working group, as I told you earlier, was involved in drafting the TRC law. Okay, and it was also involved in the TRC process. Then the transition, I think if you listen to the UN country representative during the just ended U forum in New York, he spoke lengthily about the UN working with the transition justice working group in the area of memorialization and the fight for justice and accountability. If you have listened to it,
okay.
and also the transition justice working group was also a part of the national coalition colloquium on the implementation of the World Economic Crime Code that was held about 2 or 3 years ago. And also, the Transitional Justice Working Group, also with the help of the OACHR, the Office of the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, the Transitional Justice Working Group was involved in engagement with the MAS. MAS means MACS, ministry agencies and commissions of government that have to do, relevant agencies of government that have to do with the implementation of the TRC recommendations. And even the Transitional Justice Working Group were part of the process with the TSWG represented a signature of the resolution that was sent by civil society actors to the UN Congress, and we were delivered by Adama Dempster.
Okay.
Okay, so we have been since 2003. The Transitional Justice Working Group has been engaged. I think the international community that are here, like the Swedish embassy, the German embassy, the OSCE, the EU, can testify to our work.
What is your
And the Independent National Human Rights Commission as a major national partner.
Okay. What is your relationship with the National Civil Society Human Rights Advocacy Platform of Liberia?
Okay, good question. The National Civil Society Advocacy Platform and the Transitional Justice Working Group are two different entities.
Okay.
The Transitional Justice Working Group is purely on transitional justice. When the National Civil Society Advocacy Platform was funded, it was on human rights. Human rights. The relationship has been cordial because we have been inviting them to some of our forums, and they have been inviting the the TAWG to some of their forums. But where the situation is, the National Civil Society Advocacy Platform is a local gathering. We don't even know whether it's a registered entity. We don't know. We have yet to do that research. It's a local.
But we understand they have a board.
They have a board, but there's another thing of having a board, and whether you meet registration requirement, it may be.
Are you challenging their legality?
I'm not. I'm not, but I have no idea.
Okay.
Okay. So this Civil Society Advocacy Platform was funded. There was, and the TWG was focused on transitional justice issues, the fight for justice and accountability. The Secretary General of the Civil Society Advocacy Platform, to qualify him on the transitional justice show, left the civil society advocacy platform, and funded what they call with few other people, like Aaron Weir and Hansa Berlin, and they funded what they call SIWACO, Secretariat for the Establishment of War and Economic Crimes Code.
Okay.
Okay. And through SIWACO, though it was an informal arrangement, a structure, it was not registered. Through SIWACO, they were having one or two activities. When the CJA, the Center for Justice and Accountability, a US-based organization, came to Liberia and wanted to do work with SIWACO, and they called for a united and expanded SIWACO. We went to the meeting. I think that was in August. Okay. We went to the meeting. That was in August last year. And when we went to the meeting, everything, so also including the dinosaur, if everybody was present. When it came to the leadership, we had a very fruitful discussion with CJA. When it came to the leadership, Aaron Weir of Duco Institute was chosen as head of SIWACO. This infuriated Adama Dempster, and he said Aaron Weir is not known in the civil society arena. So he decided to disintegrate SIWACO. Today, SIWACO that he funded, because he was not choosing to be the head, was disintegrated. After that, Adama Dempster again coined another nomenclature, which I believe somebody's name here on the agenda nomenclature marker. Coined another nomenclature, coalition for the establishment of World Economic Crimes Code. And this agenda nomenclature, a clever attempt for people to place themselves on the transitional justice map. Ask anybody if there is a written document on coalition for advocacy. So from Secretariat SIWACO to coalition for advocacy, because you were not chosen as head of SIWACO, you jumped to coalition for advocacy for the advocacy of war and economic crimes group. Okay, then so when Massaquoi was appointed by the president, there was the issue of or concern that national consultation was not done. Yet the president had the administrative power, the constitutional power, authority to appoint officials of government. But we believe that looking at the sensitive nature of this coalition, there should have been some consultation, especially with major stakeholders in the civil society. There was a rigmarole. Unbeknown to other stakeholders, civil society stakeholders, there were some other civil society groups like the Liberian National Bar Association were clandestinely recommending people to the president.
Clandestinely?
Clandestinely, without consultation with other civil society actors. Recommending people. And when the president founded the ministry and chose Jonathan Massaquoi, leaving those that were recommended by these same civil society actors, they begin to say they were not consulted, so they can't accept Massaquoi. The time if the candidate you recommended to the president was chosen, would you say there was no consultation? No, you would have not said so. These are some of the hypocrisy. Okay.
So you mean these criticism of Councillor Massaquoi's appointment at the time was a kind of hypocrisy from some civil society group? Is that what you're saying?
100%.
Why you say so?
Because the reason why, as I told you, these same civil society people recommend people clandestinely to the president. And only when the candidate were not choosing, that is now they begin to come back. And another hypocrisy is that now the president withdrew Councillor Massaquoi. Beautiful. And the president named listed organizations
you think the president's action was in the right direction?
The president's action was in the right direction, but it also exposes the indecisiveness of the administration. Okay. And when the president also
you think he should have stood his ground and stand with Councillor Massaquoi?
The president should have stood his ground because the issue was already there with in a forum at the Swedish embassy with key international partner present. I was in the meeting. Peter Johnson was in the meeting. Aaron Weir was in the meeting. Centaur was in the meeting. And what Liberation Civil Society, Adama Dempster was in the meeting, Answerability was in the meeting. And what Liberation Civil Society actors came up to was the President Executive Order established work cycle is for 1 year.
Mhm.
And at that time, we had only 8 months left. So the discussion was that yes, the president might have made a mistake, but let's leave this alone and focus on how Council Massaquoi is going to handle this situation and engaging in the present instead of going back to zero. Because if, and this is what we're talking about, if this man is withdrawn and the president initiate another effort, that may take time, and within that time, the 1 year executive order might elapse. Okay. Now, with the help of international partners who were present, okay, we came out to a conclusion that we will call another meeting so as to see how best we can engage with Council Massaquoi, and that the government should give us the benefit of the doubt. The civil society was at the verge of resolving the situation. The Transitional Justice Working Group issued a press statement on that. I think Truth FM carried that. Okay. Truth FM carried that. Later we found out that Massaquoi withdrew. Fine, Massaquoi withdrew, and the president appointed some committee to be on the Sunday. When Councilor Massaquoi was appointed, you said there was no attention, so you couldn't accept it. How the Adama Dempster ended up on the committee? Was there a consultation among the civil society? No, we will not accept that. How the Adama Dempster ended up on the vetting committee? Was there a consultation with other transitional justice actors?
But who set up the committee?
The president. The president set up the committee by institutions,
Okay.
not individuals. And there was a slot for transitional justice actors, which we believe and which should be the slot for the transitional justice working group, because all the people running around here, all the organizations running around here saying they are transitional justice actors are members of the transitional justice working group.
So you think the slot that Dempster is occupying on the committee should have been allotted to
the transitional justice working group
Okay.
as a national entity, because the transitional justice working group is qualified as a national, it qualified that classification, a national civil society or national NGO, which is focused on transitional justice.
Okay.
We believe that.
So as that decision has been made now, and you are here, you issued a statement yesterday, even threatening that you could revert to taking legal action. What do you intend to do now? What do you, because you mentioned the Minister of Justice and all of that, what do you intend to do about this?
Okay, when their decision was first, the minister was in New York. After the president announcement, the Transitional Justice Working Group sent a communication to him. And we don't believe that up to now that communication have reached the minister. We don't believe. It was handed to his special assistant, Mrs. Collins. And each time we follow up, Collins will be telling us different things until this group was set up. Now, we engaged with the office of the minister. We even reported a meeting. The administrative assistant couldn't allow us to meet the minister. Every day she would tell the minister is busy. Every day she would tell us, say, we'll get to you, we'll get to you. The last time we engaged her, she said we should go to Counselor Brown of the Independent National Human Rights Commission. And when we went to Counselor Brown told us, but the other administrator is the chairman. So how would they send me to you people? And in my presence, Counselor Brown called the same administrative assistant. And she was like, she was not forthcoming with a discussion.
So why you think all these things are happening concerning your group? Why you think is it a personal hit, or what do you think it is?
Somebody is trying to manipulate things somewhere else and to claim undue legitimacy.
Who is that person?
Well, this is what we are trying to find out.
But you've been naming names. You said Dempster slot belongs to your organization.
Dempster slot belongs to our organization.
Are you accusing Adama Dempster of manipulating?
We are not accusing Adama Dempster of manipulating. Adama Dempster being on the committee by the slot that belongs to the Transitional Justice Working Group does not mean he manipulated it.
But at some point in time, you are even designated Adama Dempster to represent, advocacy group when it comes to this war and economic code issue, even at the level of the U.S. and other places. Is that not correct?
Okay.
Marka,
Yeah, come in. Yes, Adama Denstar was designated to go and present the civil society position to the economic to the U.S. Congress. Mind you, the president was so clever enough. He said transitional justice. He didn't say work record. Work record is just a minute portion of the transitional justice process.
Okay.
He said transitional justice. And when in the work transitional justice, it is only the transitional justice working group that is qualified under that nomenclature.
Okay.
Adama Denstar is a human right, is a war crime code campaigner as Adama Denstar. Even in his human rights advocacy campaign, he is not representing the civil society advocacy platform. No. He is a human right war crime code campaigner. Yes. The president doesn't say individual. He say institution. And that institution that fit in that classification is the Transitional Justice Working Group of Liberia.
What do you intend to do if that is not changed?
Well, we have our other available options, like the legal options. We can use the court to halt the work of that committee until this issue is addressed. Or we can use the administrative process by requesting for a meeting with the president. But we are consulting with our lawyers. Top on our agenda is the use of the legal means.
To stop the vetting process?
To stop the vetting process until this issue is addressed.
Sonia, you want to say something about that?
yes, Marka, you asked the question, your group. This is not our group. This is an entity. This is all Liberian entity,
Well,
the
anyway,
transition
sorry, the
Justice
reason,
working group.
yes,
Because,
you said that it's
And
not a
now-
group. That's why I keep. I'm sorry for that.
Because even in the group you're talking about, Mr. Adama Dempster is part of this group. All those guys and women are moving around. They are part of this transitional justice working group. So it's all Liberian issue. Coming to the discussion, you see, it's very much discussing that the justice minister, and which of course, even he know our Peterson K.Sangar, we have met twice on the occasion, and he know my position in this country in transitional justice working group. But setting up this, the president named an institution to form part of the team, the vetting committee, and he setting up the team. He knew this, that you have transitional justice working group in this country should be in full and parcel of the whole discussion to be there. But now, even if you go to Marka, now you go, you check the list of those entities or those individuals that is on the team now. They reach quite 8. They reach 8.
The entire committee?
No.
I'm telling you, no. They don't reach 8. We
The
follow this
the
thing.
entire international organization that were named by the president, they say they can't take part.
They have not yet formed
They
part of this
withdrew.
issue. So where
Maybe
are
you
we
don't have any
going?
information.
So you won't tell me we will go back
So
to the thing?
If they say that, then they say the vetting committee.
So are you disclosing to the public that the committee have not started work?
Yeah, the committee started work. I think the committee put up an advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That I'm aware of.
Fine.
Mm-hmm.
So they are soliciting application and it's part of the work. So the committee started work.
But you think it is not, the committee is not in full as it's supposed to be?
No.
Not at all.
Why you think why?
Because
Yeah.
people have not certified. We had a proceeding with a whole committee that was set up. People have not certified.
Well, then this is, I mean, it's never kind of critical issue. The first nomination,
Yeah.
people said they were not consulted. People were not.
Yeah,
later
Marka.
on,
Yeah,
I
Marka.
want to even use my own word that they forced the president to withdraw that nomination. Now the president say, okay, you'll set up the committee and vet people and recommend 3 to the president. Now there's a back and forth again with the committee.
Yeah. What happened is that you were talking about whether the committee is info or the committee is not info.
Mm-hmm.
The committee was a 10-member committee,
Okay.
including some international organizations.
Okay.
I think the international organization was about 4 or 5. The international organization withdrew.
Wow.
They withdrew from the process.
That's a news. Can you?
No, I'm telling you. They withdrew from the process. Reason given was, in the case of any situation, they want to play a mediator role. They don't want to, this was a Liberian thing, so they withdrew from the process.
Okay.
The committee should have, because the president wanted the thing to be broad-based. Okay, the committee should have gotten back to the president that the international partners you placed on the committee have withdrew. So the president should have also maybe added more other organizations to make it a broad-based institution rather than 3 or 4 persons getting in one room saying they are vetting committee. The vetting committee that should have been either 9 or 10.
Mm.
And Marka, let me come back to our international partners. You see, we have to be very careful in this place here. You're looking at the EU, you're looking at ECOWAS, you're looking at the US. If those people who will be the highest donated in this process and they are not part of the process, that's one of the things we should really look at carefully. Because if they're not certified, this process is going nowhere. This committee that set up is going nowhere.
So this information is to say that the EU, ECOWAS, they say, well, will not be directly involved. We'll just play a mediatory role in the whole vetting process. Is that what you're letting us know?
Yes, you can quote me on that.
Okay. Well, you are listening to the True Breakfast Show. Here we have 10 minutes after 9 o'clock this morning. Shortly, we'll take a couple of calls. But again, before we do that, let's take just maybe a minute each to re-emphasize what action do you want the Ministry of Justice to take?
For our Peterson case, Sonia, the Ministry of Justice is the what? The head of security in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And now the committee that's set up by the president, the Ministry of Justice is the head. The Ministry of Justice should play a moderate role that everybody, all those entity names should be part of the whole process and talk to our international partner. I continue to invest on our international partner because Liberia, before we come with 1 or 2 cents on the table, we know that the EU, the ECOWAS, the US Embassy, all those diplomatic community, they have to be involved in the process so that we can have free and fair process to move on in this country. If those people not involved and they say, yeah, we're taking our hand from out of those things, where are you going to generate the funding from? And look at the Sierra Leone, the kind of money that was used in the Sierra Leone process in their war crime code. It was very huge, and a majority of it came from donors. And if donor is not taking part in this process, it's going to be very serious for all, and all that we yarn for over the years, it's just going to be a dead one.
Okay. With your question, what we want the Ministry of Justice to do, we believe that the current Minister of Justice is one of the responsible and astute lawyers and administrator this country has ever put on. And we believe that somewhere, somehow, he is not aware of our agreement despite writing an official letter to him. This is our belief. And we believe that the international community, yes, the president intended was to get involved. Thank God, not withdraw from the process. They withdraw from the committee and they want to play the role they want to withdraw from the original role given them. The role they want to play now is mediatory role, which, of course, for me, the Transnational Working Group support. Thank to the international community for the effort to contribute in a mediatory role to this process. And what we want the justice minister to do is, if they want to keep other people on the committee, but the Transitional Justice Working Group must take its rightful place, must take it as the lead transitional justice NGO in this Republic of Liberia. That's what we want the justice minister to do. The TJWG must take its rightful place.
Okay. Yes, so we will open the lines to interact. Maybe just in case Dempster is following and would love to make an input, we'll give you the opportunity. This is a balanced platform. We don't, allow people to just say things, and if other people want to respond, they have to he have the opportunity to. So just in case he calls, he can also make his point concerning what you have said so far. But have you written the ministry officially since you start having this disenchantment that is thought that you are supposed to take for the transitional justice working group is being allotted to an individual instead of or a person who is not directly in line with transitional justice workings in the country? Is there any formal communication before the chair of the vetting committee, which is the justice minister?
Uh, we wrote on the 25th of August, we deliver a communication to the Minister of Justice or to the Ministry of Justice through his special administrative assistants, saying, highlighting our role and our qualification to form part of that vetting committee. And we requested, on the basis of that letter, we requested a meeting with the Justice Minister. With the Justice Minister. And you can imagine, Marka, since August, that meeting is yet to be arranged by the administrative assistant. That meeting is yet to be arranged by the administrative assistant.
Okay.
Even the Independent Human Rights Commission chairman can bear us witness. Okay. At a certain point, she referred us to meet with the INCHR chairman, which we believe was a mockery.
Okay, so yes, folks, if you are joining us, we have with us Peterson, K.Sangar, and Martin To. They are from the Transitional Justice Working Group of Liberia. They are here expressing dismay over the fact that this group that has been working in the area of transitional justice over the decades has been left out of the vetting committee for the executive director of the Office of War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia. So Martin To and Peterson Sonia are here this morning. Call to contribute to the show. Call on 0770 202579 0777 285961. Again, 0777 285961. The female line 0770 202579. Let's take the first caller this morning on the TBS on Truth 96.1 FM. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Benedict Sonia. I call from Europe.
Okay, Benedict, go
I
ahead.
just want to thank Mr. Tool, the Secretary General of the Transitional Justice Working Group, the head of Secretariat, and the Chairman, Peterson K.Sangar, for their deliberation this morning. You know, like Mr. Tool rightly said, the President said 10 committees, a 10-member committee that comprises of institution working on transitional justice, interreligious council, and the list go on. But surprisingly, Marka, you know that the first meeting, only 4 institutions attended. The rest were deputy ministers and assistant ministers who had no business of forming part of that committee. The Interreligious Council was not present. Institution working on transitional justice was not present. We had the Bar Association, INCHR, and other institutions. The rest of the remaining institutions were not present on the first meeting of the committee. And in fact, there have been communication already sent out, to nominate people to the vetting committee. How can you send communication out to nominate people to vetting committee when institutions that were clearly outlined in the president's communication are not part of this process? I mean, in transitional justice, like the team director said, it has over 25 entities that are working on transitional justice. In fact, the whole issue of war and economic crime code should be fully centered around transitional justice, because they have been working from 2004 up to now. Even to the formation of the TRC process, they have been instrumental with the former chairman, Chairman Yasia, and others that contributed immensely to the formation of the TRC process.
Okay.
So how can you neglect this kind of institution and then collect people who have no business of being part of the process?
Okay.
So I just want to say thank you to them. Keep the fight and the right thing will be done.
Thank you. So please, let's stick to, because of time, let's stick to the 1 minute, because yes, let's just go straight to the point. Call your name, where you call from, and go straight to the point. 1 minute. Good morning. Morning.
This is Lawrence you from Accountability Lab.
Oh, okay, Lawrence, go
I'm
ahead.
calling on this show particularly because I got two colleagues in the studio who want to raise issues but calling names and raising fallacy around those names. It's uncalled for.
Okay.
And especially I hear Martin talking a lot around a lot of falsehoods and things there.
What are the specific falsehoods?
Certain falsehood that Martin made, which is clear, is that we went to Siwako and there's a means to that. Marka, I will share the meanings with you. That Aaron was selected as the head of Siwako, and I raised that issue in the chat room. And Aaron declined in the meeting. And the reason why they are doing this is, inclusion into any process is welcome in the civic space. And also having diversity of views in the civic space is also welcome. It's good that, to say transitional justice should be restrictive to only people, organizations that were working from past times and not inclusive of the civic space. They're raising new organizations with a critical voice. That is erroneous, and that is not anything that is welcome in the civic attributes. So if Martin is laying those kind of premises, which is a false one, I challenge it in Siwako chat room. We discussed it for weeks, and the minutes came, and the minutes proved that Aaron resigned and said he was focusing on his studies. That's one. Number two, to focus the argument on Adama and make it look as though Adama is asserting himself as forceful. No, we are having people, every institution, every space has individuals that have...
Mr. Yelu, do you also believe that the SHU or the transitional working group should have formed part or supposed to be a part of the vetting committee?
I have no clue in terms of inclusion, and I have no reason why I should question inclusion. We can even have Marka with me part of this work in the group. I have no problem with that. If the argument is for inclusion, that's fine. But it is a wrong thing in this country to black mob people and try to make other people to look ugly. And then
I don't think they say anything real negative. They are only saying that maybe the stuff.
Marka, there's a recording to this show. I like the fact that shows are recorded. There's a recording to the show. I listen to Martin. 100% I listen to Peter. The call is for inclusion. That's a good call. If the call is to single out individuals and buy more of them, that's a bad civic approach.
Okay.
That's very ugly.
Thank you.
And to have this kind of argument, the next time you invite some of us to sit in the studio so that we bring evidence. Marka, I'm going to share with you the minute for Nancy Wago chat room.
Okay.
And to say that the coalition does not have documentation, it means that Martin has no clue. I'm stressing on Martin because Martin is raising issues, and the coalition is a registered institution in this country. You can go to if you want the document, also I'll give you the article of incorporation, everything. And for the young man to sit in the studio, you call for inclusion, call for inclusion. But if you call for falsehood and you lie, as a civic act of integrity is a major issue.
Okay, thank you, Lawrence. We gotta hold you that it's good to have the diverse views on the issues. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Go ahead. You're live on the radio. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. This is Fatu calling from Central. And Marka, you people,
go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to those studio guests. My question is, if the international community resist and say we cannot join you people in this process, what will the Liberian people do, or what will you people do?
Okay. It's not that they say we will not join the process. According to Martin, they are saying that they want to play what they call mediatory role instead of being the right people to do the vetting. I think that's what Martin said, and we also hope to verify that one too. Let's go to this call. Good morning. My man, I will not always tell you to lower the volume of your monitor, my man. I will not always tell you. Good morning. Morning.
What?
The fact that that they are calling for the fight for inclusion is a different. But just like what you said, I think when you are calling for the fight, or you are calling for inclusion, to single out people and start to farm up, then I don't think it's a good thing. Alma Delta is one character who are very important in this fight. But to single out Alma Delta and make it look to a clear like this is bad for anything, I don't think it's right.
Okay.
I want them to continue in fact, for this inclusion so that this particular institution can move forward. Thank you for the time, Marka.
Okay, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka.
Morning, go ahead.
Let me say good morning to your studio guests from the Transitional Justice Network. My name is
Working
Alonso
group.
B. Virginia, and I phone you this morning from Lower Miami County. Marka, I listened to your guests, and just what you said, there is a critical issue. I mean, from what I think, this is a critical issue. And there are some proceedings that the reason are here to firstly, even before the president will appoint Jonathan Massacre to the office of this particular issue we are discussing. Secondly, I see an institutional fight. And I don't want civil society actors to start to maybe appear as politicians, most especially when it comes to this kind of a critical food establishment. Yes, we agree. There are some issues that need to be addressed. Like if you are speaking about the issue that has to do with inclusion, we are all calling on the president or those who go for such establishment to make sure that this particular issue that has to do with inclusion of civil society, I mean, integrated group that have been long fighting like the measure of 10,000 people. These are people that have been working in this particular sector and they have been gathering information. So if we just leave them out of the process, it will not be well for this particular food establishment, or this particular committee we are talking about. So let inclusion be done, but also coming on the public or maybe bringing somebody into the spotlight as if to say they are the one causing some of these particular procedural errors or maybe we see an institutional fight whatsoever. It will not also be good for the civil society sector. Thank you for having me this morning.
Okay, thank you. Because of time, I think them still following, but he said because of some critical issue he cannot comment. But that's what it is. We have just 2 minutes left because we have our other guests waiting outside there. So let's use that time to close up, please.
Okay. Anyway, thank you very much, Marka. The only question I have for my friend and dear friend and brother, Mr. Yelu, is if we are here disseminating falsehood, then can he tell us how he and Adama Dental left Siwako to form coalition? What was the reason? Why he's saying this? Why he's saying it's true? It was because members of Siwako couldn't follow them. Then secondly, we are very grateful. One thing I may erase here is we are not holding Adama Dempster responsible. We are not accusing Adama Dempster of any bad act. What we are saying here is Adama Dempster, one, is not the rightful owner to represent that seat for the Transitional Justice Actor. Two, Adama Dempster advocated for consultation when it came to the appointment of the World Economic Executive Director to occupy that slot for the Transitional Justice actors in Liberia. Was there a consultation? No. Let justice be done to all. Adama Dempster advocated. Good. We respect him for that. And we respect his campaign for the advocacy for the establishment of World Economic Crime Code. We respect that. We are not questioning that. But he yesterday advocated for lack of consultation in the appointment of the executive director. And today, he's sitting on a committee representing Transitional Justice Actor without consultation with Transitional Justice institutions. Thank you.
Okay.
I leave that with the library people.
Okay, thank you. Sonia, you can just close.
Yeah, Marka, thank you very much, and thank to the True family, and thank to all of the callers and those who make their duty to listen and were not able to get through. Marka, you see, what we want is that the right thing should be done in this country. Is what our PDS stand for. If everybody could remember, most of the guys that come here, they will tell you, say, yes, I have been in the fight for more than 2 decades. I have been campaigning for the Assignment Award and Economic Crown Code. That's my family, my friends, everybody know of. I have advocated for many victims and survivors in this country as head of the victim and survivor of the Liberia Massacre Survivor Association. Victim said we should have been there. But we are saying this thing in favor of all Liberians. Let every one of us form part of the whole process to have a smooth and fair process in this country. Transitional justice is not a one-person issue.
Okay.
It's an entire country issue. So let us have our seat at that discussion and move the process forward. If not, we will still follow the rightful procedure and make sure that the right thing is done.
Yeah, we'll go to
Thank you.
court. Yeah, we'll
We,
go to
we
court.
will not
It's,
say
a,
we
it's
will.
an option.
Okay.
It's option.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not the option, but it's an option.
Okay. Thank you. Well, folks, we've had with us here two young gentlemen, Liberian men. They've been our guests this morning, Peterson Sonia and Martin To here talking about transitional justice issue, especially concerning their reported exclusion from the vetting committee that was set up by the president to vet 3 persons and submit their names to him for appointment of one of them to the executive director position at the office of the War and Economic Crimes Court. But let's take this short break and join our next guest this morning.
Talo, have you heard about EcoBank Back to School giveaway?
You again. I haven't. Tell me about it.
For every Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, or rapid transfer transaction done at any EcoBank branch or sub-agent location, you can get a prize.
Well, I'm not understanding you. Tell me about it because my brother said the children will be first thing tomorrow.
Okay, let's see again. Whether you send money or receive money through Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, or rapid transfer at any EcoBank branch or sub-agent location, you get EcoBank branded copyboards, pens, pencils, and many other items.
Julie, I get it now. I will definitely go to EcoBank for all my Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, and rapid transfer transaction. That is EcoBank way of saying, welcome back to school. EcoBank, the Pan African Bank.
I said, Chi, my son Teddy right here. You not pay your EDC bill? Yeah, mama, I just buy my car. You sure? How you buy it? Because send the money, I see you moving from here, sir.
But I have to move from my house before I buy car. I use orange money right on my phone to pay my EDC bill.
Oh, so you can use orange money now to pay your EDC bill? I will not do your transfer until you show me the code right here.
My Oma, the Tina have. If you're using a USD account, just that *144*141#. Or when you're using your LRD account, that *144*231#. Or better still, you can use the Orange Money app and pay your LEC bill right on your cell bank. And the good thing is, with Orange Money, you can buy your LEC token with no service charge.
I said, my son Teddy Rap, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to tell all my friends in the market that we can use orange money to pay our EDC bill. Thank you so much.
All right, so welcome back to the show this morning, and welcome to again the second segment of the Truth Breakfast show here on Truth 96.1, and we have in studio WINET, Women in Peace Building Network. They are here to this morning to talk about some of their initiative carrying out there, which they have been doing for the past, or they are still doing. So as I said, the quote WINET, Women in Peace Building Network. They are our guests here on the second segment here on the Breakfast Show. So let's cross over to Studio 2 and join our guests there in studio. Yeah, yeah, for them. All right. So, good morning, ladies are welcome. Good morning. So, okay, so let's just go across the table quickly, and yeah, so our audience can know uh the weighted representative this morning on now the show. So let's just go across the table and get introduce yourself.
I'm PhD Johnson from Goodness and Medicine. Good morning, everyone. I'm challenging Robert from the Women Peace Network. I'm Roslyn and Logan. Girls and Young Women Take Action for Peace Project.
Okay, so that's it right there. And just a little bit about the institution or the organization. One person can just provide that information for us.
Okay, so the Women Peace Network is a international peace building organization. You know? So it's from the one that peace in Africa. So this organization is basically about keeping the peace in Africa. So going back to our history
Hmm.
from the Civil War, you understand that the Women in Peace Building Network play a crucial role in putting an end to the Civil War. So these women were the ones that were talking to the people that were fighting, and so the rebels and everybody in the history. So they play a crucial role. And now they decided to incorporate us, the young people, because if you get to the fish market this one, you will see that a lot of our women are old people because they've been doing this religion for way back. So they decided to bring who the young people to continue their legacy. So while they are old and resting, they will be there praying for us, but then the young people will be on the field. So this is a particular project I was brought to do by the United Nations Peace Building Fund through Plan International and is being implemented by Free for Self.
Okay.
And we also have the project.
Okay, so going back, some of your initiative, some of your programs that you have been running for the past uh, time now, not I would say during the election, after the election, up to now.
Okay, we had the boys and young men take action for peace also. They are part of and in this on Friday, we graduated from last engaging in mental practices. And we had awareness that as like a big thing everywhere. And as for me, I was doing our minor. We also have the women that in adult learning teaching them how to read and write and also dialogue, content management, and other stuff. And we also have the girls and young women. They are doing cleaner for cleaner, teaching them about sources and using other things that we have to do. So in order we will get in the community, we can know how well to go ahead with our people when telling them what to do and then later we were just before during the election, after the election, talking to our leaders about peace, and we are so grateful that the way the result went and everything was still so good.
Have you been some community engagement of only people?
Yes, yes, we have been doing some community engagement, and even we are still doing the another way.
Why?
Yes, so we have been doing a lot of activities. Why is it that the community is building network is about keeping the peace in our country? We also engage in community activities like for this project, the United Nations Peace Project, provide the girls and young people take action for peace under the peace one, where we go into rural communities and awareness, we talk to people about concerning issues, peace and reconciliation,
The girls and women will not so they also have training out.
Okay. We might guys, you guys, maybe to talk about some of what the communities you have reached out to, and how it been when it comes to the reception and then receiving you people. Some of the communities people have visited, and also how did you people welcome you people? How was it like their campaign carrying on peace message in the various community?
Y- Yeah, let me say something on it. We carry the message across in the community.
Mm, mm, mm.
Kennedy, another.
What are some of your activities you're carrying on now? For now. Mm. You're the one to that place on the train, or do not think so? Oh, the women are brave. Oh.
But the police know us now, and the nation know that we stand for peace. So where we see violence, we should go there to put stop to it.
Okay, that's good. And I know someone want to tell you people who say it's not just about Liberia, is just not just about Morovia or activities just in right here in Morovia and Montserrat. What exactly are you guys doing with your partners regarding playing Liberia? Some international partners giving support to your people. What people doing? You have young folks now with you to get some of your activities outside from Morovia. Maybe we
Yeah,
can take it to Buchanan, we
yeah.
can take it to Bombing County, we can take it to Magiri.
Mhm. We got them. Equipment has a branches all over. So we are including the youth to be part of them to carry the message across. It's not only in Montserrat County. We got some in Lofa, we got some in Todi, we got some in Bomi, we got some in Buchanan. So the youth are there. They are doing the same. They are including more youth because we know that we are aging, and then we
Feedback,
need
feedback,
our children to
feedback.
come after us.
Yeah,
Okay.
so about the decentralization process, about women, you understand that women in peace building network have their peace halls all over Liberia. But they are normally known as the women with the white hair. So if you go in these counties, you will see the pictures there, but they will tell you that the women with the white hair. So the women peace building network is all over Liberia. So now back to the first question that you asked, saying how the people can receive us when we go to this community.
Mhm. Sometimes, have you also have that opportunity to sit with stakeholders, to discuss, your initiative, your programs. Once you discuss about peace, especially like what happened, the way you talk about what happened in recent time, and there at the CDC headquarters, and whether you had an opportunity and to meet leaders, maybe after the election, during election, have the opportunity to sit with, stakeholders, political party, stand-up barracks, have the time to talk with some civil society organization, getting out there to the churches too. Have you been able to have that opportunity? Mm-hmm. At that time, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Still scoring region. Are you getting green light? The green light in terms of are you getting some successful news of what you are pushing, what you ready getting out there to the people, or what you want to see? Are you getting some good news? Is there some good feedback? You both getting, or you are doing almost like I'm doing this thing, we're pushing this thing, but the people are listening to us. It's not working. Yeah, but are you getting positive feedback from the work you carry on? Mm, okay. Mm. Okay. Mm-hmm. What mechanism are you guys putting in place, or maybe you guys thinking of it already or doing it to have more publicity on your work, women in peace building network, to have more engagement? What mechanism putting in place to do more publicity? Well, do put drama and other stuff together. Whether get a PA system out there, sometime or go around the city. We have to engage our school. What mechanism putting in place to get more publicity out there to the public? Mm-hmm.
in the community, someone may let you step on your foot and you say, I will not get back on it. And I want you now person to conflict not around and something happened to one of your relative or even one of your child, or even if you are sick in the process and that person supposed to be there to save your life or to save the life of that person, they won't be able to do that because what? You are already enemies. I want you are not speaking or even going to the station you are deciding. Well, right there you are enemies. So if someone step on your toes or continue to pick at you, why you should do this? For every person around there and tell them we are all neighbors and we are all one people, we are all Nigerians. And this is why this my brother or my sister continue to do to me. For each time he or she sees me, he or she takes me to be her enemy or his enemy. But I want you to ask the both of us if we see time, if we get time, but to ask us to know why is the root cause to settle between us because I don't want it to escalate to go wider for it to lead to different things like chaos or any other thing. And then they will say, well, why you are saying it is true? And we will also tell them that look, we are in Africa and most precisely Liberia. Other people, maybe they think that you sweat to let it go, and other people not let it go. Some people will say, how will they I was just speaking, I didn't see the ground, you stepping on. So they will even go to medicine man and say, do this to the person, so the sickness on the person, or kill this person, I don't want to see them. And in that process, because that context, the people, many people lost their life because of that. Some of them saying that I can even happen to people that know here and say for it and lead to their life losses is because of conflict. And when we tell them this thing, they say yes, it is true. And we even tell them, even like some other young boys and you're doing your friend for these days, we the young people, we much better the boys, we don't go with them say hey. Why in fighting and then your friend pick on neck and stab you, die or even get crippled at the end, all become of you. And we try to experience some things that can happen in conflict and happens and the same reason when someone step on a toe now they know how well to manage it and how well to put it into place because we already knowledge them, we already give them the education I need to know and the concept to example.
Our traditional people, we need to, our people out there in the rural area, we need to get a message. Man Beatrix, I don't know, when it comes to our dialect, to get it out to, the Bassa woman, the parent woman, the woman that in Nima County, the puppy in Grand Q, to get a message out, I don't know, do you guys have it, as planned to get a message out, bring the people out, and then talk it into our various dialects. Hmm.
So we carry the messages from over. When we are voting for a leader, when we know that we are voting in the candidate, we will take the leaders to the women that they want to speak it out.
Hmm.
We carry them and we give them the video, we give them the speaker, giving the messages of God to the dialect, to the different dialects.
Okay.
So we do that. So every awareness we tell them is that if we are voting to place where some of the people don't speak English, we can some of them don't have to speak English. We will speak it on the air, on the back, on the radio. Because when we go around the whole town, when we go around the town, when we had a target or a target down, we used to use the talk on the side, carry the weapons. So what can we do?
Okay. Let's say for chatting quickly before we pick up a few calls and wrap up. Yeah.
We have been trying our best to do it. So the people have to continue doing this thing. We need support. The women need to be supported from government, non-governmental organizations, individual, everybody, because even people like Russian, everybody is facing. I agree that you not be able to go in the field that the women and us to tell people there, keep the peace for your level funding, your support and your give to us in this room. It was share the message and plus even to where in your country in the future I come to Lara. You need money to go there. So we need support from the government and everybody to support this unit. So push them. So watch out that everybody keeping the people out.
Okay, thank you. That's it. We're there. WordNet Women in Peace Building Network on the last segment here on the True Breakfast Show. For those of you following us online, I think we have solved that problem. The feedback you're getting. Yeah, so I've just seen some of your message. So we'll go to the phone to pick up just a few calls quickly. Maybe you have one or two questions. You want to have a say on the program this morning to talk to our guests here at the studio. 777-285961 are the numbers for you to call. 777-285961. That's a 0777-285961. And just few calls. You can talk to the team here in studio. You listen to them. With that, Women in Peace Building Network, sharing with us the activities on the platform this morning. Right here on the True Breakfast Show. 0777-285961 are the numbers for you to call and have a say on the program. Let's go to the line and pick up our first caller. Good morning. We lost a caller. 0777-285961. Numbers to call 777-285961. All right, so the young people, you guys part of this initiative now. Let's see. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So as people are saying, yeah, the young people, the old man will be inside for a very long time because very long time. We need to see them there at that time it was I think a barrel ground. There the old man started for fish market. They started for a very long time. You people part of this process now. I hope you are going to hold on to it. Though. I hope people are developing yourself to hold or to keep this thing going on. The next caller. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Go ahead. We lost that caller. 077-285961. The numbers for you to call this morning. 777-285961. Good morning. You're alive. Go ahead. I don't know why the call just keep coming in and stuff. Yeah. Okay, so let's just get back to our guests. Maybe the other things we left out. You guys want to test before we wrap up? No, I can put you on. Go ahead, man. Mm.
Hello.
Okay, yeah, let's just read them out, Beatrice. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Mr. Salih calling for Tinker Village.
You're alive.
Yeah, I want to say kudos to those women in studio, especially the peace building. I've been following them, over the years, especially the woman, at Fish Market there. I think by the grace of God, they did significantly well, bringing us to this point where we are. But my concern here, and I don't know, this question probably may be going from a political standpoint. They are not political organization, but peace building, they got a lot of components. The thing that brings peace is the love among us as Liberians. I want to know what is their role. Let's say, for instance, recently we saw a kind of mass dismissal of Liberians from government offices from one point to another. And sometimes people get angry when they are taken from position or from a job with no cause. What is their role in some of those areas in building a peace? Because if we have to be peaceful with each other, we need to love each other. I want to know what is their role in some of those areas.
Okay. The last caller. Go ahead. Go ahead. The last caller. Can you please be fast? Go ahead. Hello, caller. Are you there? Why? Yeah. So, yeah. So let's see. Caller, you on right? Good morning. All right. So wrapping up already. Yeah, I think yeah, you can respond to him. But you can hear it now. You can hear that. Eh,
Some people, some cases, people don't allow the women to speak for them. They want to do it themselves.
Okay.
You understand? For example, when you have an issue with your office or your bosses, there's something going wrong, and you want the women to advocate for you. You come to the women at the beef women at the fish market. Oh, this is our issue. But you don't take the law in your hand, then you want the women to go before you.
So they have to find people
You have to
first.
inform us.
Yeah.
This is the issues that we are going through. So our mothers will want your advice and what we think and what you think we can do and how we can do it. But you keep playing to make your own problem to solve your own problem, then you go ahead and you want to do it.
But sometimes, do expect it to enjoy your attention because sometimes it also lead to protest. You see, people be out there protesting, maybe to the your office, so they expect you to see it and have the intervention.
It is true. When you see it, we had a problem with I won't say the organization with the travel company.
Okay.
Okay, they had an issue with the big house government. And we saw the need that we should have go into it,
Hmm.
to involve into get to the good part of it. But the key person to us, we should not be part of it.
Okay.
Do you understand that? So we know, we see them, and we hear them, but it has not come to our attention that they want us to help them to go and advocate for this, to go with a mind, with a peace, with a mind, let's say, with sarcasm and things. Because we ourselves, we have our own practice, and we put the practice up, but we know that these things, they are not, we don't want them to be violent and stiff. We want it to be done properly. So if you want us to help you, you come at the fish market and meet with me or our mother. This is our situation now. So we need your help because we don't want to go into violence.
Okay.
We will tell you, yes, we support you and we do this at X, Y, Z time at this time. Then, when you can decide your own self and carry out your own process, then you say we should go and make peace and have that happen.
All right. We're closing now. So let's just get your parting comment.
As I was saying,
Yeah.
we are saying to our president of this nation that the peace of Nigeria, the peace of the people is important. So every other of the things that out there, if anything goes wrong, let it be so unclear. But let them not go with violence. Peace is something.
Okay.
Peace is something.
Jardine and Roslyn.
Yes, so my party, yes, also, so that young person that thinking that, oh, if I put in problem, I'll be people or bigger. I tell you for free that I'm problem like the person in your community and making people to have interest. It's not making you the people or people still to feel you out. It's destroying the future. So you have to come together and also you have to keep the peace of our future. Peace is everybody's business, whether a young person or old person.
Okay. All right. Let's say you.
Starting comment goes to our past leaders and our present leaders, which having the duty, CDC and that of the party. We need peace in our country, peaceful first, peace last. And to our president, no matter what, you are our president. And as a head of the country, not everything you hear and then you decide to take action, like decide to say, I will do this. If you hear some things, there are some things that will come to people will call you and say, so but the way in which you will handle it as a leader. So we want him to handle this country because we are all Liberians. Despite our different parties, other people are from different parties, and even in the market or some places when you say you are the other person here, they don't want to sell people, and even in class, you see people insult each other. We shouldn't do that. It is not good for our country. We are seeing other neighboring countries while they are going into conflict. We shouldn't go into political conflict. We are all Liberians. Liberia first, Liberia last. If you know that you love Liberia and you love being a Liberian because God placed everyone in this country for a reason. If you please be peaceful and know how to conduct yourself into our leader, we need you to do well in the peace aspect.
Okay.
Peace our kindness.
Wonderful. It comes from the Women in Peace Building Network. The WordNet, for short, closing us, taking us home on the weekend edition of the Truth Breakfast Show. So many thanks to all of you been following us from Monday to Friday. The team return on Monday. Monday morning, and at 7:30, I wish some of the team will be back here. So it has been Marka Davis and AnsuSirleaf. Do have yourself a wonderful and a great weekend from Dupont Road, Pingsville City.
Then this talking.